good showing. Kind of how was that experience for you?
Oh, it was a great experience, being able to be down there. But I think six other of my teammates, I think it was seven of us total. It was a dream come true. We just try to go out there and put on a show, and I think we all did a pretty good job.
For you in particular, it was a little bit of a different process. I know nobody's ever 100%, by the end of football season, but gosh, man, you were never 100% from week 3 on, right?
Mhm.
Trying to get healthy just to get back out there on the field and help your team, but then trying to get healthy to go out there and perform well for a very important part of your process going to the National Football League. How do you feel right now, and how was that process of getting healthy in preparation for last week?
Yeah, well, right now I feel great, feel 100%. Um, and definitely, like you said, after week three, I think everybody knows I unfortunately had a high ankle sprain that I kind of had dealt with all year, try my best to come back, fight for my team, try to help my team win. But unfortunately, it wasn't all the way 100%, but just got to be a professional in that aspect. Just got to keep going to rehab, try to keep doing what your team asks for you. And, when the season was over, came out here in Texas. That's where I've been training. I was just, working hard on rehab so I can be ready for the combine.
When did you kind of know? And I'm sure there's aspects of the combine, just like aspects of every football game, that you wish you could go back and do a little differently. But when did you kind of know in your rehab process and your training process, like, okay, I'm back to feeling like myself again. I'm really confident. You're a confident guy, kind of confidence going into the NFL combine.
That's a great question. I would say probably it was January.
Okay.
I can't point out a particular day or whatever, but I know it was sometime in January. So just one of those deals where, my ankle was doing good, felt comfortable doing, what I need to do as a receiver. So definitely sometime in January.
So obviously you go out and you compete and you run the 40 and you catch balls and do the broad, vertical, and all that. But the rest of the NFL combine experience, meeting and speaking with teams and talking with media and stuff like that, kind of how was that experience for you? And what were some of the good stuff that maybe you heard in return?
Yeah, it was great. I was fortunate to meet with a lot of teams. Met some great coaches, great staff members, and stuff like that. So it was definitely a busy week, but it was definitely a dream come true. And really, just what I'm hearing from NFL teams is, it seems like, a lot of teams are interested in me. I have no idea where I'm going to go. So I guess we'll all find out on draft day.
Kind of how exciting is that? I mean, I know it's a dream to play in the NFL, but literally you are going to be selected by one of 32 teams, and you could be 2.5 hours 2 hour west, or me right now in Nashville, Tennessee, being one of those teams, or you could be all the way out in Seattle. I mean, there's no telling where you could end up. I mean, maybe a little anxious, but also that's just got to be super exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Coming from Vegas to Tennessee, that was a world change. I had to get used to it. So, I'm kind of used to moving across the country. But nevertheless, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't anxious to figure out where I'm going to go.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Looking at this past season a little bit, and of course you dealt with some injuries and you battled back. You came back and played, and then maybe there was a setback or something. I know you're a great teammate and you were thrilled with the success that you guys were having overall, but kind of how difficult was it, man, being on the sideline some of those times and just not being able to go and help your team out?
It was hard. I've been to Tennessee since 2018, and I'll be honest with you. All I used to hear was when I first got there was when Tennessee's winning. And just to be honest, we weren't winning and we were having losing seasons. So I never really got the full Knoxville, Tennessee on top experience. And this past year, it was hard because you worked so hard to finally get that. And it didn't turn out the way I wanted to personally. But, thinking about it as a whole, I'm part of the Tennessee family. And just being able to see my brothers and my teammates and the fan base and everybody part of the T, just to see the reaction towards the season, it was great. So it was still a great season, and I had a lot of fun.
Obviously, 10 wins in the regular season this past year, 11 wins overall. Tennessee completely clicked this year, but the switch was kind of flipped in 2021. And for you, you had your breakout year, had over 1,000 yard receptions, receiving yards. I think you had like 12 touchdowns. And I know you're a confident guy, and you've always had that confidence in your abilities and everything. But maybe what was different about the 21 season for you that kind of really got you going as the Cedric Tillman we know now today?
Um, I tell people, a lot of coaches ask me at the combine, I just think, Coach Heupel just gave me the keys. He just trusted me. He said, hey, we need, we don't, none of us have really solidified ourselves as that go-to receiver. And I know going into 2021, I had a great opportunity to do that. So Coach Heupel and Coach Burns kind of just gave me the keys and kind of helped me with my confidence, and I was able to go out there and perform.
What's it like playing for Coach Heupel? Coming in different type of offensive philosophy and all that, and being a former quarterback at a high level, kind of been there, done that mentality. What's it been like playing for Coach Heupel the last 2 years?
Oh, it's great. Like I said, playing for Coach Heupel was great. He's a very energetic coach. He loves his players. He really cares for his players. And, when players can feel when a coach is genuine with them and they're not. And I just feel like that was really the switch. It was just the fact that Coach Heupel came in with his style, his, leadership, and we were just able to follow them.
When you look at the offense for Tennessee next year, I was kind of mentioning this before you came on. I mean, obviously Hendon's gone, Jalen's gone, you're gone, Darnell Wright's gone, but still bring back a lot of pieces. What do you like about this group coming back, and what makes you believe that success will continue to sustain offensively?
I just believe in Tennessee and what they got going. We did have a lot of guys leave on the offensive side of the ball, but we got great guys that are ready to go now. Joe Milton. Obviously everybody knows what he can do. I'm really looking forward to see what he does this year. I know he's going to have a great year. We got some great receivers out there, Brew, Ramel, Squirrel, so on. So defense side of the ball, we got some guys coming in, and, at the end of the day, those guys play hard. So I'm excited to see. I expect nothing less but another dominant season, and hopefully they can go even farther than we did.
Sid, I want to ask you about two guys before we say goodbye real quick. Frustrating as it was for you last season, it was pretty cool, I would imagine, to see one of your brothers, one of your teammates go out there and have all that success with Jalen Hyatt and, getting that Biletnikoff Award over this past weekend. Kind of how neat was it seeing him go off that way, and kind of how was that process with you guys? Because I'm sure he used you as a sounding board even when you weren't even on the field there for that particular game.
It was cool. What I'm saying? I've seen the work that, Jalen has put into, obviously off seasons, the tough times he's been through. I just try to be there, like a big brother, and just be in his ear. And me, coach, and everybody else, we knew what he can do. And so just the fact that he was able to go out there and kind of show the world what he can do, I'm proud of him. He won the Biletnikoff Award. He putting Tennessee back on the map. And, he definitely left his mark at Tennessee.
Ramel Keaton stepped up, had some really big catches, really big games, filling in. And he's a guy that as well didn't see an awful lot of him the previous couple of seasons, but when the team needed him, he was there, and he was magnificent. What have you seen in Ramel Keaton, not just last year, but throughout his entire time at Tennessee?
Ramel's always kept his head down and work, and I think you can really admire someone that does that. I look at Ramel as a guy similar to me, where, maybe not necessarily had the success early on that he wanted, but hey, the sky's the limit now. So I know, he had a good year last year. I know he's going to follow it up with a better year this year. And hell, why don't we have 3,000-yard receivers next year in the receiver room? So let's do it.
Yeah, no doubt. Last thing, man, and obviously you don't have to disclose this right here, but Combine's done. You got a pro day coming up in a couple weeks as you continue on through this process towards the NFL draft. What are you most looking forward to at the pro day coming back here on campus?
I'm just looking to see all my coaches and stuff like that, seeing all the community and relationships I built in Tennessee, and obviously just going out there and competing and balling out on pro day. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe some things I feel like I could have done better at the combine. Looking forward to doing those things at pro day, so I'm excited about it.
Well, Cedric, congratulations on a great Tennessee career, on an outstanding NFL combine experience last weekend. Looking forward to seeing you at the pro day, and of course, looking forward to hearing your name called later on in the spring at the NFL draft. Thanks so much for joining us, man.
Thank you. You guys have a good one.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the video here at Volquest on YouTube, the leading source of University of Tennessee football, basketball, and recruiting. Be sure to check out our latest video right here and our latest live show right above it. All that at Volquest.com and Volquest on YouTube.